Greetings. If you're watching this video, you are no doubt an avid fan of Wes Anderson. Like you, I've been eagerly anticipating his new feature, Asteroid City. In this video, I aim to predict the plot of Asteroid City before watching it, using clues deduced from the film's marketing. Let's begin with the trailer. The trailer tells us the most about setting, character, and location. Here's what we can find out about Asteroid City itself. It's a dusty desert city being a generous term. The year is 1955. The local attraction is the meteorite crater. They commemorate the day the meteorite made contact with Earth every year. This is Asteroid Day. The city is hosting a young astronomers and stargazers convention. And here's what we learn about story. Jason Schwartzman's car has broken down in Asteroid City. More specifically, it's exploded. He has a camera around his neck. He must be a photographer. And his car says French Press. Maybe that's the publication he works for. He has 4 children and a father-in-law. His father-in-law is Tom Hanks. Jason is stopping in Asteroid City for the Young Astronomers Convention while he's on his way to see his father-in-law. As previously stated, the car explodes. He requests his father-in-law to come and pick up his daughters. His son has to stay for the convention. They move into a mobile home. A train goes through Asteroid City. Maybe someone of significance will arrive on it. Across the city, a massive explosion takes place. Jason and his children meet Scarlett Johansson and her daughter in a diner. The daughter is also a junior astronomer, and she's also in town for the convention. Scarlett is an actress, but people do not like her work. While on the trip, Jason's son visits the scientists. There are beeps and bloops the scientists can't identify. Maya Hawke teaches children. The mobile home Jason and his children move into is opposite Scarlett's. An alien arrives in town. It seems to have a face that suggests bad news is afoot. The alien descends into the meteorite crate. The townsfolk, or rather the city folk, wear cardboard boxes on their heads to protect themselves. Everyone in the city is put into quarantine. Jason's wife died, but he didn't inform his children until weeks later. Tom Hanks arrives as instructed to pick up his granddaughters, but he's unable to leave because of the quarantine. During quarantine, the children are tested to make sure they're okay, using Rorschach tests to be specific. Maya Hawke prays. There's a man in a hat with glasses in the background of a lot of these scenes. Who might he be? Tom Hanks doesn't care for Jason. Woodrow is in love with Scarlett's daughter. Scarlett's daughter wishes she lived outside of the Earth's atmosphere. Scarlett offers to show herself nude to Jason. Next, let's examine the poster for any additional clues. The cast that I saw in the trailer: Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Jeffrey Wright, Hope Davis, Maya Hawke, Steve Carell, Tony Revolori, and Jake Ryan. The cast that I did not notice in the trailer: Bryan Cranston, Hong Chau, Willem Dafoe, Margot Robbie, Jeff Goldblum, Adrien Brody, Ed Norton, Matt Dillon, Liev Schreiber, Stephen Park, and Rupert Friend. Beyond that, the poster is unremarkable. And then I noticed something. 3 grey people: Edward Norton, Adrien Brody, and Bryan Cranston. My prediction is they are the aliens. In the trailer they mention one alien, so maybe they don't all arrive at once. Edward Norton sits amongst the people. Maybe he's more willing to integrate with them. Bryan and Adrien, they stand back, less interested in humans. Maybe they are his brother and father. I watched the trailer again to see if I missed anyone the first time. Some names and faces I wasn't familiar with until after I did some research. I realised Matt Dillon plays the mechanic. Could he use those skills to help the alien? Liev Schreiber, he flings a plate and a kid zaps it with a ray gun. Stephen Park holds a guy in a rocket backpack, and he's father to one of the space cadets. Rupert Friend can be seen on the bus behind Maya Hawke. Actors still unaccounted for: Hong Chau, Willem Dafoe, Margot Robbie, and Jeff Goldblum. Here are my ideas about who they may play in the film. This is all speculation, based on my imagination. Margot Robbie could be Jason's wife. Hong Chau could be a reporter. Perhaps she works with Jason, and she comes into town, or the city, to investigate the alien arrival. Willem Dafoe could show up via train. Maybe he's an alien enthusiast. Rupert Friend could also be an enthusiast, and sneaks in on the bus. It would be easy to make Jeff Goldblum a scientist. Perhaps instead he's an army guy, someone in the military or Secret Service. The plot summary online. It doesn't tell us anything we don't already know. Here are my predictions. Asteroid City, a transient tourist locale in the desert. Few people actually live there. The meteorite is a local attraction that draws people in. Because it's a tourist city, it's full of mobile homes, easy to move into. As we know, Jason Schwartzman is taking his son Woodrow to the convention, and then from there, he's going to visit his father-in-law. I believe they're going to tell the children about their mothers passing together. The mother's passing doesn't upset Jason. I think that's because they're divorced, and that would explain why the kids don't know already. They don't live together. Jason's car, which is his work car, as he works for the French press, explodes on the way. The explosion across town that Jason sees is a failed experiment at the lab. While at the diner, Jason meets Scarlett, and he's a big fan of hers. That's why he takes her picture. She finds his fandom endearing, because her career hasn't garnered the stardom she'd hoped. While they live next door to each other, they strike up a friendship, and it becomes more. It's evident that Woodrow loves Scarlett's daughter. She's also a junior astronomer. She wishes she could live out in space. Perhaps she's an outcast and doesn't have many friends. She is surprised and grateful for Woodrow's friendship. Tom Hanks arrives to pick up his granddaughters. He arrives in the same outfit we see him in while he's on the phone. That means he arrives quickly, and the quarantine must come into effect quickly, because he's here while they're all in lockdown. The alien ship lands in the meteorite crater. That to me suggests that the alien has been here before. Perhaps the crater is just the ship's landing site from the last time. While visiting the scientists, Woodrow learns about the beeps and bloops that can't be explained. The beeps and bloops are a sign of the alien's imminent arrival, or it could be caused by something that's disrupting the satellites, something the alien left behind previously. The people of Asteroid City wear cardboard on their heads to protect them from the alien as it arrives. One alien is mentioned in the trailer, which means one arrives first, most likely Edward Norton. Alien Edward Norton loved Earth on his first arrival, and he longed to return. He finds that it's changed a lot in his absence. I think his ship will break, and Matt Dillon will help him fix it, but there'll be no real success. Edward Norton's brother and father, Adrian Brody and Bryan Cranston, will arrive to take him home. Hence these signs about the second alien sighting and the alien spaceship parking. The look of doom on the alien's face will be because he knows his family is coming and they are not fond of humans. While in Asteroid City, Edward Norton will fall in love with Scarlett. Scientists and government officials will investigate the alien and test everyone using the Rorschach tests. As we know, they go into quarantine. As a photographer, Jason will investigate the alien, documenting its movements. He will call one of his colleagues and tell them about it. His colleague, Hong Chow, will show up, and she too will help report on the alien. The piece will be published in the French press. The young astronomers and stargazers will observe the alien. They'll be the first to befriend the alien. With their knowledge of gadgets and gizmos, they'll be able to help fix his ship. The government and military will be very grateful to the stargazers and junior astronomers, and so will award them $5,000 for their efforts to get the alien off of Earth. Word will spread about the alien, and fanatics will show up, like Willem Dafoe and Rupert Friend. The aliens will become celebrities of sorts. This might warm Adrian Brody and Bryan Cranston to the humans. The aliens will leave having become friends with everyone, and there will be a warm send-off. Scarlett and her daughter will follow Edward Norton to the stars in his ship. This means the daughter will get her wish, to live outside of Earth's atmosphere, and Scarlett will no longer have to live on Earth, where she's unhappy with her career. I watched the film in a strange cinema in the centre of London. Upon viewing, I learned my predictions were very, very wrong. The following is a kind of almost, mostly spoiler-free, assessment of my predictions. If you are frightful of spoilers, it may be best to skip to the summary. I was essentially correct about Asteroid City as a place. Dusty, transient, touristy. Jason and family are indeed on their way to Grandpa's and passing through the convention on the way, but they aren't visiting him for the reasons I suspected. The car does explode, but the trailer tells us that. I couldn't get a clear understanding of where their mother was upon her passing, but I believe I was wrong about there being a divorce. The explosion is not an experiment gone awry. Margot Robbie is the deceased mother, but that was an easy win. Hong Chow is not who I believe she was. Neither is Willem Dafoe or Jeff Goldblum. Rupert Friend is the person on the bus behind Maya Hawke, but his characterization I got wrong as well. Matt Dillon has no interactions with the alien or its ship. Jason doesn't take a photo of Scarlett as a fan, he just does it. She's not endeared to him for any particular reason, but they do strike up a friendship, and it does become more. Woodrow is taken by Scarlett's daughter, but that's obvious. Scarlett's daughter is not a loner without friends. She's not so much surprised and grateful for her friendship with Woodrow. Tom Hanks does arrive very quickly to pick up his granddaughters, and he does end up staying during quarantine. The beeps and bloops are indeed an indicator that the alien is coming, but everything else I got wrong. The Rorschach tests are a response to the aliens' arrival. Another easy win. Nothing else I deduced about the aftermath of the aliens' arrival is correct. Alas, the only predictions I made with any degree of accuracy could be inferred from the trailer. The rest, a well-meaning but woefully inaccurate attempt to guess the film's plot. How could I forget Wes Anderson's penchant for stories within stories? Therein lay my first mistake. What about you? What did you think the film was about? Maybe next time I'll have better luck guessing the film's plot points. Until then, this is goodbye. Unless of course you would like to continue our correspondence by subscribing, following my social media platforms, or joining my Patreon. Till next time, goodbye.